The following is a presentation of the Big Ten Conference.
Delivery to kickoff sponsored by Wendy's Saucy Nugs. Get $0 delivery in the Wendy's app. Today's iDotter, Nick Piaznelli from Newberry, Ohio. What a moment, nailed it. So cool. Love those traditions in college football. Yeah, take another bow, man. Take another one while you're at it. Last time out at now #1 Oregon, Ohio State's vaunted defense recorded a season-low 0 sacks, just 2 tackles for loss. Ryan Day, the head coach, said he had some, quote, hard conversations with defensive coaches during the bye week. One legend of the game called their 4-down alignment antiquated, and coach, that defensive front and their strategy has been the talk of the town. Can they get over their first defeat of the season, knowing what lurks next Saturday in Happy Valley? Nebraska trying to prove their last Saturday was an outlier moment. Can Dylan Raiola and company respond here inside of the Horseshoe in front of 100,000? Time for the game call. Upstairs to Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt.
Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business. Reliability for your business is our business. Welcome to the legendary Shoe, where today we've got Big Ten football for you as the Nebraska Cornhuskers come into town to take on the world-famous Ohio State Buckeyes, ranked 4th in the land. Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson along with my quarterback, Joel Klatt. And welcome to Columbus, folks, where these two teams have faced similar experiences. Last week, 2 weeks ago, Ohio State went to Eugene and they lost to Oregon. Defense didn't play as well as they would have liked. They didn't have any sacks. They didn't have any turnovers. They gave up close to 500 yards, 341 yards through the air. Meanwhile, for Nebraska, they got their hats handed to them in Bloomington last week against this Indiana team that's turning a lot of heads. Their young quarterback struggled. Worst game so far, 3 interceptions. He also fumbled the ball, 5 total turnovers for Nebraska, 5 rushing touchdowns they gave up. So they have a chance to reflect both teams, and we'll see what comes out.
You know, in so many ways, as humans and as football players, our character is revealed through how we deal with adversity. It's easy to be positive when everything's going right, but how do you deal when things don't go right? Well, we're going to find out the response from Ohio State and Nebraska today, and I think, namely, it's the quarterbacks. Will Howard, with the way that the game ended against Oregon, that's a cloud that's going to be hanging over his head. He desperately wants to get back onto the field and back into the rhythm of this offense, and he's got 2 backs that they've got to get on track. Running the football is imperative for this team, and the Buckeyes have been very good at it until the second half against Oregon. You got to get Travion Henderson and this guy, Quinshon Judkins, going in the run game. This is a team that I think should and probably can average over 200 yards on the ground. Now, the questions about response will also extend, Gus, to your point, on the other side with Nebraska and their young quarterback, Dylan Raiola, who's having a fabulous true freshman season, but running into the speed bump. And that speed bump in the form of Indiana, the turnovers crept up. And if he wants to win today and lead his team to an upset victory over Ohio State, he's got to play clean and not turn the football over.
All right, time to join the third member of our team on the sideline. Let's go downstairs to the All-American girl, Jenny Tabb.
Well, Gus, the truth is it really was a long 2 weeks for Ohio State following that loss to Oregon. When we sat down with a handful of the players yesterday, they told us we flushed it. We were pissed off. Enough talk, cleats on the ground, time to go play. You guys mentioned Will Howard. He told us the only thing he can do following a loss like that is learn from it. He told me he stayed off social media, spent time with his team, with friends and family, people he trusts. And he also said, I want to be able to look back at that loss as a turning point before this team goes all the way to win a national championship, because the goal here, it remains the same. And he said no one on our team ever wants to feel that feeling again after a loss. They're highly motivated to get back out there.
All right, Jenny, you're absolutely right. Ohio State expected to win the national championships this year. Nebraska, they want to go to a bowl game. They are 1 win away. Perfect weather conditions here in Columbus. 57 degrees. It's nice and cool, folks. Welcome to the Midwest during the best time of the year. Ohio State won the toss, deferred. Nebraska will receive the football. This is a series that dates back to a 1955 meeting here in Columbus. Ohio State leads it 9-1, and they've won the last 7. The last time these two teams met, 2021 in Lincoln. Ohio State won it 26-17. C.J. Stroud had a big game. Threw for 405 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 15 catches, 240 yards. And a score also by Chris Olave. So Will Howard, the Kansas State transfer, who's playing some really good football this season, will wait his turn as Nebraska will get it the first time. That ball keeps blowing off the tee. Somebody's going to have to hold it.
Giving us a pump fake now twice.
I see. Little wind here in Columbus. Rained earlier today, about 10 a.m. Rain came down. So Fielding will send it away. Quentin Ives is the deep man for Nebraska. Buckeyes, Cornhuskers. Here we go from Columbus. And this ball fielded and muffed, covered up at the 9-yard line.